We are live. How is everybody doing tonight?
Hey.
I am Mike. This is Raina. And as you can see, our guest to our left or right, however, yeah, it's always I hate it when it's backwards. We have Katey Reeds with us tonight. How are you?
Great. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Really good. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm really excited.
That's probably the notification.
You are a part-time seller or full-time seller?
Yeah, so I guess it just kind of depends on the hours you put in at the end of the day sometimes, but I do have a traditional 9-to-5 job.
Okay. So
I
that
do this outside of the job.
so that usually means that's how we are too. That
Yep.
usually means your weekends are just packed,
Yes.
full of
So
sourcing.
Weekends and evenings.
and-
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you at the end of the day for spending some time with us.
you are also in that bracket challenge too, right?
Yes. I was so surprised. I didn't even know that I was like in the
'Cause
thought
you're on the
of
part-time.
Josh and his wife.
You're on the part-time side though, right? Because
Yeah.
Because Tay's on
Yeah,
the
just
full-time
for the
side.
sake of categorizing, like, to be fair, it's not my main source of income. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's how they categorized that when they picked it. I was totally shocked I got picked too.
Yeah,
I
that's
hope you don't have
awesome.
to have a round against you.
I don't know who. I think I'm not sure. I just know that because whoever wins between our matchup will have to go up against Baldy Pout or Tesla Picker. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I know Tay's got a tough matchup too in that
Who's he
first.
against?
He's got Harry Tornado.
I can't believe he had hair. It was so funny. Oh, it's so funny. Especially because they're both, it's from South Carolina. So.
Yeah.
Exactly. They probably source at the same areas.
Yeah, I mean, Tay's up here in
Okay.
Michigan now, but the things that he's gotten in the past from South Carolina are here or in his store, and
It'll be a good time and something fun to do. So
yeah, I'm really excited, and I love Kat. She's given me a lot of great advice about sourcing from home and things like that, without having to go out. So I'm excited to kind of be up against her, just to even be in like her realm. It's really cool.
Mike Kretzer's in the chat. How are you? Mama with a camera,
Hi,
Lori.
Lori.
Okay, so you know her. I was gonna say she's a new name in the
we
chat.
haven't met her yet.
No, and
Yeah.
here's my first round matchup, the Hoogs. So
Ooh.
I got a tough
Hi,
one
guys.
too.
Hi, guys.
Good to see you. Katey, can you start off by telling us, where you're from, what you sort, or what you sell, where you sell, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So my name's Katey, and I run primarily eBay and Amazon, but I'm also dabbling with Mercari and Etsy. I mostly sell used books, and I'm also ungated in some newer categories on Amazon. So I'm starting to sell toys and things like that. eBay, I'm slowly starting to dabble with a little bit of everything except clothing. I just can't get into it. It's just not my thing. Or shoes. So yeah, primarily books, because I run, in my local community, I run a free book pickup service. So I work with a lot of different organizations and just, people that call me and want me to come pick up books. So I constantly am having like this inventory stream coming to me. So books are definitely like my bread and butter for my platforms that I sell on.
So how do you we haven't ventured to Amazon yet, but we really want to.
Yeah.
Is it pretty easy to start it there?
Yeah. So you don't even have to like sign up for a professional account right away. You can have a personal account. You can download the Amazon Seller Central app. That's free. And I would just recommend like scanning things around your house that have barcodes, just so you can get a visual of like what's selling, what isn't, price points. And then you can kind of decide, do you want to do merchant fulfilled, where it's like eBay, you pick and pack it and handle customer service, or do you want to do FBA, where you put labels on it and you send it to a warehouse and Amazon handles everything after that? But of course, there's some beautiful fees involved.
Sure.
So Yeah, I think Amazon's really easy to start. You just kind of have to decide which way you're going to go. So a lot of people that I know start with books because it's super cheap and there's no barrier of entry.
Right.
You don't have to worry about getting like approved or ungated in certain things. When people say ungated, that's what they're kind of talking about, getting approved. And a lot of people start with merchant fulfilled just so they can kind of get their feet wet and understand the platform. And then eventually they end up doing FBA because I mean, let's face it, it's just really easy and it's a really beautiful thing to run parallel to an eBay store. Like having your eBay inventory at your house or storage shed or storage unit or whatever, and then FBA's out of your hair as soon as you send it in, it's out of your hair. So
yeah, I think that's why I like the FBA side of it, because I don't have to worry about storing it. Just ship it out and let them deal with it. And because I'm thinking you're only going to send stuff in for FBA that if it's going to, it's going to sell. You're not going to send something that's going to sit there for months.
In the app, you can see if it's profitable or not based on fees. So
I might have you look into this.
Well, let me figure out Poshmark and then I'll
yeah, we just started Poshmark like 2 days ago because we did the thread up mystery boxes and we got a bunch of women's clothes and women's shoes. Well, I know nothing about those. And
I really don't either, but
she's the
no, but we have to get rid of it, so I guess I'm gonna try to figure it out.
Jack Harrington, how are you? Thanks for coming by.
Jack. Yeah, I just started Etsy literally last night. I got my seller account ready and moving because Etsy seems to be a really big platform for like book crafts and vintage and antiquarian stuff. And it seems like you can kind of almost ask for more on Etsy than you can on eBay because it's like kind of, bougie. Yeah. I think that's what Poshmark is. Like, I feel like Poshmark, you can ask a little bit more for certain clothing pieces than you could on eBay. So I think you might like Poshmark.
We'll see. Yeah, I felt like as I was, they recommend a listing price and it was really high. I said that I was just thinking like, there's no way, but we'll see what happens. I just started yesterday, but you'll have to keep us posted on how Etsy goes. Yeah, because I never even thought that might be a place to.
And we have all those crafts. Yeah, I might throw those on Etsy.
Yeah, it's really easy.
How are you, Ed? Welcome back. You're over on the West Coast. I don't want to say good evening because it's probably like afternoon for you.
Probably just had lunch.
Yeah. Cheryl, how are you doing?
Hi,
Cheryl. I get more for shoes and jeans on Poshmark. So So I have a pile for you started over here that I just grabbed off of here for Poshmark. So.
All right.
I was trying to clean up for this show because it was a disaster behind me earlier.
Oh my God.
So, but it's actually clean now.
I would have had to sit on top of Mike in order for anyone to see me because there was stuff everywhere.
There was a lot of stuff. James from Mexico, how are you doing again?
Thanks for joining, man.
James joins all the time from down there. Yeah. Let's see. What other?
Chilling. He's got nothing else to do but hang out.
I know. I thought they were supposed to be getting the hurricane, but he stated earlier that it was going to miss them. So
that's good. That's good.
Katey, how long have you been reselling and what kind of gave you the drive to go ahead and get started with something like this?
My dad back in high school used to sell wholesale perfumes and other things like that on eBay. So I've known eBay for a little while. I've been on and off on eBay for probably 10 years. So probably shortly after my daughter was born. Just pretty much random sporadic things I would put on there that I knew would sell quickly just to get some extra cash.
Right.
2 years ago, a situation kind of happened where a friend of mine was moving to Utah, and she gave me 4 huge tubs of books. And they were, some of them were first editions, out of print, a lot of spiritual religious books, just like all types of really niche things, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I decided, I wouldn't mind trying to get some extra money out of this. And so I did it, and I was making like 2 to 3 sales every single day. And once you get that feeling, it's just like, ooh, I kind of like this.
Yes.
And then I found Rake and Profit, on YouTube and a few other people, and it just kind of about Amazon, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And that was back in March of 2019 was my first listing on Amazon and my first couple listings on eBay. So
I like selling. See, I don't do many books, but the type I like doing audio books that are like Bible stuff.
yeah,
Because for some reason they sell all the time for me.
crazy and fast.
Yeah, and I can pick them up for
Fast.
$1 at Goodwill, and it's just if they're especially if they're sealed, they go for $25 overnight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I never understood it. Veronica, thanks for stopping by.
Veronica.
Hey, Veronica.
Everybody's saying hi. Ed said that's how it starts, just needing that extra money.
Yeah.
And then once you hear that first cha-ching, it's over.
Now I'm here. Like it's
Yeah.
you know, it's literally one of many income streams now. It's just really exciting to see how it's changed just in 2 years.
Right.
And then you hit that 1K, so here soon it's gonna be
money. I can get it
Yeah.
up.
I know. Well, and we joked whenever we started this whole channel, we said, "Oh, we'll never hit like 50 subs," like because we tried it before with a channel with hers, just doing like we were doing what was it some kind of food boxes, and we had like 2 subscribers.
Mm.
So we thought, okay, this will never happen. Now we're just like, hold on,
we could
This-
hit 1,000 someday.
yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean,
You know,
it's crazy.
but so you know, that was looking back. What about looking forward? What goals do you have? Where do you see this in 5 years? Do you eventually want to do this full time
Yeah.
and quit your traditional job during the day?
Yeah. I mean, I was in the corporate world for 12 years. I was a commercial lender for a bank. And I left that to go to nonprofit. And so that's my current 9 to 5. So I have a lot of passion in that. There's a reason that I chose to still have a 9 to 5 job and to do that. But I think eventually just you really can't beat like that freedom, I guess, you know, having more options, being able to do whatever you need. Like this past week, you know, Tay decided that he was just gonna not like work, like traditional work eBay stuff.
Right.
You know, like yeah, he still did YouTube and you know things around the house, like stuff like that. But
Yeah.
he just decided not to clock in this week, and
Yeah.
so I think that you know being able to travel more, being able to spend more time with my daughter. I feel like unfortunately, being a young mom and having to kind of go into survival mode, I missed a lot of those years that I can't really get back. So I just would like to maybe have more time for family and, you know, just having a little bit more freedom.
Right.
I think perspectives for me has kind of changed in the past 2 years and just learning from others. I don't necessarily know that I want it to be a business because I think to be a true business, you have to have kind of like the overhead, the employees, you know, a business needs to be able to function without you.
Sure.
I'd like to have passive income that can function without me, but I always see Amazon and eBay being like a solopreneur thing. Like I don't ever see that really being a business for me. Maybe one day I'll have a brick and mortar bookstore. Who knows? But I always kind of see it as like it's not running unless I'm doing it. But there's pros and cons to that, and there's ways to work around that. You know, there's a lot of successful solopreneurs out there. So I don't know. I guess that's kind of the plan for the future. You know,
right.
What happens?
Do you enjoy your 9 to 5 job during the day?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's at an animal shelter. I handle a lot of like administrative and kind of like HR, I guess you could say. But you know, I'm very passionate about the organization. I've been a volunteer since 2016. I was on their board of directors. Like, you know, it's definitely a second home for me. And they, you know, do really, really great things. It's a no-kill shelter. So, you know, absolutely. There's definitely passion and purpose behind what I do.
See, I'm almost afraid if we go full time, it would just almost take away the fun of it in a way, because then it would be a job instead of just doing it for fun.
Yeah,
right.
And I can't speak for Mike. I think I don't know how much he like is passionate about his job, but I work with kids with disabilities, and they just, I mean, they make me so happy. I don't think I could ever
Yeah.
give that up fully.
I
But
definitely get that.
yeah,
Yeah. I think if I ever dove into it, I would see myself maybe doing more like, because I write as well. So I see myself maybe doing more like writing jobs and maybe being like virtual assistant or having that be more of like the structured thing,
yes,
but it's still a 1099. I'm working for myself. It's a
right,
contract, something like that. And
right.
then having reselling, so I wouldn't lose that reselling spark, because I could see
Love
that
it.
happening. I see
Sure.
people that have YouTube as their primary income, and that happens. You know,
Right.
it loses a spark, and then you gotta kind of
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it back and get back into
Yeah.
it. And
yeah,
so yeah, I think if I had a big variety of things that were bringing money in for me, it wouldn't be as blah, you know, because I have that
Yeah.
variety.
right.
Derek, thanks for stopping by.
Hey,
Hi,
Derek.
Uh,
We had Derek on our
yeah,
show
Monday night.
Monday.
Yeah.
So,
James is heading off to find an adventure. There's probably a lot to find down in Mexico.
huh.
So Ed said it
Have
could be
fun.
it could be a business just by yourself. You don't need the overhead or employees, which is true. And I would give up my job in marketing if reselling to support my family. Yep. Also, guys, if you have any questions for Katey, put them in the chat, tag me in it, or just put some question marks ahead of it, just so I can catch it.
Yeah. Katey, before I went into, I've always been in education, but before I started working at a school for kids with special needs, I taught 8th grade English. And I think that you and I share a little bit of a passion for proofreading from what I've seen in some of your videos. You love to proofread and edit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like such a nerd, and I've never really met anybody who is like that. But I do. I totally get it.
I blame my mom, because she, growing up, like, I learned it from her.
Yeah.
But I mean, my papers in school were always good.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I do editing. I do. I edit and proofread for a lot of things. A lot of people will come to me for just small projects. I've edited entire books. I've edited email marketing for YouTubers, just all different types of things. So and I like that, because it's like I said, it's like kind of that variety.
Yes.
And you just kind of, you know your timeline, you have a deadline, get it done when you know you can get it done. But yeah, I really do love it. I've always been like a person that's kind of, I don't want to say OCD, but I just, it pops out at me. Like, I just catch those details.
Yes. It
Really
drives
quickly.
Mike nuts when he'll design a thumbnail or something, and I'll be like, no, you forgot a comma, or there needs to be an apostrophe there, or it just drives him nuts.
Yeah,
But
and I'm like, at that point, I'm like, it's already uploaded. Like, I'm not going back.
It is what it is.
Exactly. Carissa, thank you for stopping
Hi,
by.
Carissa.
Carissa was on the chat last week.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
I had a terrible cold, so I missed you, but I watched, and it was a good show.
Awesome.
Yeah, Ed said he'd be mad with all his papers, bare minimum.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Not cool, Ed.
Yeah, when she sees a thumbnail, I'm like, hey, how's this look? She's like, well, you forgot this, you didn't do this. And it's like, okay, I'm not asking you anymore.
Right.
In a while.
I have not, because I know it's going to happen. So what has been your best book that you have found out there?
So there's a lot of like unicorns out there that I'm like dying to find. A lot of it's like vintage antiquarian. I'm trying to get like more educated and like even certified in antiquarian eventually. But the best book flip I've done so far, like profit wise, is a book that I sold for $500.
Wow.
To someone in France. This was last year, in June of last year. I had a couple days off at my old job for my birthday, and I have no life, so I went to an estate sale, and they had books, just so many vintage and antique books, and they were anywhere from $2 to $5. I bought this book for $3. It was a book on mysticism, and it was from 1901. And so that immediately caught my attention. The content, that content in general is just really sought after. And then the year, that's really taboo for that year and that time frame to be like publishing books about mysticism. So I did like some quick Google research on the author. And then I looked up sold comps on eBay, and one had recently sold for $300, but it didn't have the dust jacket. Mine had the dust jacket, and the dust jacket was in really, really good shape. I mean, it was beat up, but it was in good shape. And dust jacket is probably 95% of the value condition of a book. Yep. So I was like, ooh, so I talked to a friend really quick that had a little bit more, because I was still learning antique stuff then. And I talked to someone really quick, and they were like, listed for $800, have best offers on, but I wouldn't take less than, $400 for it. Wow. And I had some really lowball offers that I countered or declined. And then it finally sold in October, so a couple months later, for $500.
Wow, that is cool. You had no idea when you bought it that it would, you knew it was something cool.
I knew it was something important, and I looked up comps when I was at the sale. So when I was checking out, I was trying to control my shaking. Yes. Like, I didn't want them to know. And I went back the next day on half off day just to do a double check and make sure I didn't miss anything.
Wow.
I grabbed quite a few others. I grabbed quite a few others that I sold anywhere from $50 to $100 too. So.
Okay. Wow.
So Ed has a question. Is it true Bibles sell for a lot?
Oh, yeah. So it depends on the Bible. I would say yes. Okay. So in general, yes. Bibles sell. They can be a bread and butter, like your $15 to $30 item frequently, especially like special type of editions or, certain publishers that maybe only did one run of it and that's it. All depends. Just a lot of different variables with that. I would say antique Bibles are really sought after, especially the family ones, because like back in the 1800s, like a household had one Bible and that was it. And they would put like marriages and deaths and photos in it. And it had like little spots in that Bible. So it was a family Bible. And those are really sought after. I had one that was literally falling apart that a lady gave to me for free. It was falling apart, and I sold it for $65 because someone decided to restore it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Cool. Yeah, Atlanta. Derek said he definitely sells Bibles.
Yeah, I think that just to touch on it briefly, I don't have. There's certain books I won't sell, but as far as like religious content, I don't have any issues with that. I sleep just fine at night with it. I think if someone claims, well, those should be free, well, there's a lot of resources out there for people to get a free Bible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Mom's Closet, Texas. Christy, thanks for stopping by. Large print Bibles sell good.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Rosilla, where is Rev when we need him? He's usually in the chat too. Cajun Reseller, how are you? Thanks for
Hi, Chris. Thank you.
I picked up a Jewish Bible today.
I've sold Chinese Bibles, Spanish Bibles, foreign language Bibles sell really well for me too.
Actually, we've stopped at Ollie's today to look at their books because sometimes you can do good with books there.
Is there an Ollie's in Michigan? Do you know what?
Yeah, an Ollie's recently opened up in March in my city, and they're not great for Amazon, but okay for eBay.
Yeah, they do. They have some good books that you can sometimes flip really well. So we looked at the Bibles today, but there was nothing to really pick up. So. Do you sell graduation yearbooks?
I haven't. I wanted to. I went to one estate sale, and there was some in Illinois, and they, based on the year of the high school year, it was unique because it was the 60s and there was no segregated schools. And sometimes those type of yearbooks can sell pretty well because people will use them in museums or for history or, whatever. But it's hard to find comps for yearbooks specific to high
that makes
school.
sense.
So I just didn't feel comfortable or educated enough to pull the trigger. But I have, Dom Primetime Treasure Hunter. He's sold yearbooks before in the past. He's gotten lucky and had like that big video that he made about the Frank Sinatra, and there was like a ticket, and they came to the high school, and family members got involved and everything like that. That's a really good video. And he did end up selling it back to the family members. But yeah, there are some really good, opportunities.
Yeah,
for sure.
Cincinnati Picker does it too. He sells yearbooks all the time, and I've tried to pick some up. Yeah, I've tried to pick some up at auction, but I just never won them yet. So.
Oh, gotcha.
And look, and Derek said he went to Bible college and he had to buy his own Bibles. Korean Bibles do.
Well. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Jesse Shops, thanks for stopping by. Yeah.
Awesome. Katey, what kinds of projects do you have going on now, if any? Anything you guys are working on?
Yeah. So now that I am at 1,000 with YouTube, yeah, thank you so much to Tay and everybody that helped make that happen. It's still hard to put in words how thankful I am. So it really means a lot. My first YouTube video was January 31st of this year. I had no intention of this being anything at all. And probably in the past couple months, it's just blown up. I just think that I've put out content that I wanted 2 years ago that wasn't there. A lot of people don't talk about selling books on eBay. It's mostly Amazon. So I'm hoping to give out more value with videos and do that a little bit more consistently, I guess. So that's kind of the hope, to put out like more tutorials and more just still keeping thrifting videos, but like actually educating, because some people are starting from scratch and that's a lot of the feedback I get. So I want to try and make some videos about a lot of the same frequently asked questions I get.
Yeah.
So, and I want to be more consistent with it. Right now, I just kind of like drop a video whenever I feel like it. So
what did I say to you? I said to Mike at dinner, I'm not sure what we can ask her because she's already taught us so much through her videos that I could ask you for tips on what books to look for, but you already teach us so much through your videos.
Yeah,
you're an excellent teacher.
A lot. So YouTube, I guess, is kind of like a thing I'm trying to figure out my goals. Reselling, there's always reselling goals. I just got a storage unit, so now that gives me a lot more storage opportunities. I just launched my Etsy store. I just launched mystery book boxes. I've had a lot of people ask me about books that maybe are like duds for eBay and Amazon, but they like may want them just for reading. I've had a lot of people that are just interested in reading. So I put all that out there on my website and on Etsy, so that we're going to kind of see how that grows. And then I am still slowly working on writing an anthology that I hope to have done by the end of this year to get edited going into next year and published by next year.
Awesome.
And then in December, I'll be done with my bachelor's degree. So I got a lot going on.
You have a lot going on.
I do.
What's your bachelor's degree going to be in?
It's going to be in business administration.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Very, very
so Ed has a question. Do you sell old department store catalogs?
Yes. And what got me into that was there's a bunch combined with, I originally bought a stack of what I thought was going to be old car manuals. So like Chevrolet, Ford, GM. And a lot of people buy those for whatever reason. They're restoring a car or whatever. My brother-in-laws are mechanics, so they give me a lot of tips on like mechanic type books that their employers buy off of eBay for good money. I thought I was buying a stack of those, but it was really just like the top two. Underneath was like a bunch of like Sears and just all types of stuff. But it was cool because it was an old Sears Auto like manual thing about whatever from like back in the 80s. And so those I sometimes lot up. I didn't do them like one individually, But I did lot it up, and I sold it, I think, for like 40 or so bucks.
Wow.
So, and like, I kind of classify some of those kind of catalogs, depending how thick they are, as kind of like ephemera in a way. You know, that can sell for pretty well too.
Lucky 7 Auction, thanks for stopping by. It's another new name in the chat
Hi,
tonight.
Lucky 7.
Let's see. Yeah, good for you. Pretty fast to 1,000.
Yeah, I'm so nervous. Like,
Yeah.
there's just so much pressure.
He couldn't even get through the chat yesterday whenever you hit it. He was so far behind, and then it was like she hit it. By the time he even got to where everybody was saying you hit it, it was like 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So cool.
So rather sell books on Amazon. Carissa has a question. How do you feel about damaged books being used for art projects?
I think that's awesome. I think just the less things that end up in a landfill, the better, I guess. So art projects actually is another way that I monetize books. And that's why I'm kind of dabbling with Etsy a little bit, because people will seek out certain books on Etsy for projects like that. So
that's good. Yeah. Reseller Reviews writing a book about opera.
Wow.
In a comic manner. But also, Reseller Review is not making some smart comments. We're supposed to alert a nurse because they are in the hospital. So.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they're out soon.
Oh, wow.
Ed's hitting all the questions tonight. Does your business administration degree help you with reselling?
So I was already so knee deep in school when I started reselling. I can't really say one way or the other. Right now, I will say that it has taught me a lot about developing business plans. It's taught me a lot about time management, how to manage people, how to manage myself, and how to, you know, I learned a lot as far as like marketing and, you know, how to price my own items, and, you know, just there's a lot of like analytical and administrative things that I learned through college that, you know, you could definitely learn for free. It would just probably take a little bit more time and maybe like one-on-one mentorship with someone instead of the college scene maybe. But I was just so close to being done that I really wanted to finish it. So in 2020, I kind of had to decide if I was going to keep going with this or if I was going to choose reselling. And I just decided that I was going to do both and just see where life took me. So I also see it as like my backup plan, I guess. So if I ever did decide to pull the trigger, go full time, and I absolutely hated it, I could get a job, you know, whenever I wanted to.
Smart plan, yes.
Kind of have that degree as my backup plan. So expensive backup plan because of student loans, but nevertheless, I was so close to being done. I just really wanted to have that accomplishment. So
yeah, good for you.
So what's your other category other than books that you like to pick up?
I would say I really like toys.
Yeah. I see you get a lot of board games.
Yeah, so Tay kind of got me into board games a little bit. I don't mess with a whole lot of like DVDs and video games, but I do like toys. I especially like, I've learned plushies from Chris, Cajun Reseller, but as far as toys, like I kind of like the vintage toys, like the vintage Fisher Price baby toys and stuff like that. Because I find those a lot at estate sales and they're super duper cheap, and it's, you know, hard to find them. A lot of like the old school blocks and toys, the log cabin, you know, like that type of thing that's kind of like hard to find nowadays. I really like selling those for sure.
Yeah, it is fun.
Plush. Yeah, I said the magic word.
But what's funny about plushes is Build-A-Bears are great, except for if it's a bear.
Yes.
The bears
people don't want bears.
People want everything but the bears.
That's too. I mean, but think about it. Like, I mean, that's so generic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, Build-A-Bear is so custom. It's nice to find more unique things. I guess.
Yeah, or a bunny or a rabbit, or even some of the Disney stuff does well too. Yeah, like Disney characters plush. We picked up 3 of them today, brand new with the tags from the Disney parks for $1, and they're going to sell. I mean, it is tough to sell them because we like Disney stuff, so we want to keep them, but. Yeah.
Awesome. Katey, do you have any role models or people who you really look up to in the world of reselling specifically?
Yeah, I would say I really look up to Steve just because I know him kind of personally a little bit as well. So I have a lot of respect for him and his story. He's very transparent on his channel too. Like I admire people that can get on YouTube and be like, you know, I'm struggling. I had this going on. I had that going on, but this is what I'm doing to take action on resolving it and getting back into the mindset and doing what I need to do and getting myself back on track. So I do have a lot of respect for Steve. He was one of the very first people that I started following and talking with, and he answered a lot of my questions. And, you know, he could have just like ignored me and, you know, whatever, but he was very helpful. So I think he's a really good guy. Another person that I look up to just because it's books and she does eBay and it's a woman. So it's just like that. I feel like we're a lot alike in that aspect is Mel from Australia, back from Burnout. She's really, really awesome. Has answered so many of my stupid questions ever since I'm pretty sure like Tay introduced me to her.
Okay.
And her channel, and I really, really look up to her, and like just her organization, her motivation, how she does it, how she gets her inventory. I mean, that's, you know, she pays her bills. She lives her, like, that is her income.
Wow.
Is selling books on eBay. And I just really, I mean, I know it's Australia and it's kind of different cost of living, different market, different opportunities, you know, it's not the US, but it just kind of gives me a lot of hope. So I really, really do look up to her for sure.
Okay, awesome. I'll have to check her out.
Yeah, back from Burnout. She's awesome.
Okay.
Ed wants to know, how's the sourcing for you during winter?
So living in Michigan, garage sales are seasonal. That's why I like estate sales. That's why that's always my go-to. Library sales are obviously inside. So, you know, you have library sales that you can go to now that things aren't, you know, as weird before, you know, you throw on a mask and you can go to an estate sale around here now. So that's really nice. And like I said, Kat, the nurse flipper, she's given me a lot, and she talks a lot about it on her channel. Just like online auctions and things like that that you can look into that I never really, you know, knew about. And that's been really cool too, because, you know, you pretty much, you win it and it gets shipped to you, or you win it and you go pick it up and, like, you know, that's it. So, and then, like I said, I run a free book pickup service, and it slows down during the winter time. It's usually spring through summer because that's when people are purging and cleaning and out and about and or moving or whatever. But sporadically, I will still get calls about pickups during the winter time too. So, yeah, sourcing's okay. I do miss garage sales, and you know, there's a lot more going on in the summertime here.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how it is.
Yes.
Lots of Yinzer time today. Yeah. But hey, if you were with us, you know we're going to do a giveaway tonight. So
yeah, Zoe was helping me with some Poshmark stuff earlier.
Yeah, her and Ed.
Yep. Thank you both.
Still looking for Rudolph.
Oh.
The stuff.
Yeah, probably a bill. Probably. Yeah. Mel's accent is awesome as well.
Yeah, she's got an awesome Australian accent. Yes.
I love it.
It's sometimes it's so hard to, like, you follow so many people and just trying to watch everybody. It's like it has become harder because you're also trying to make video. I don't know. We try to watch as much as we can. The kids have the ones they like to watch, and usually if I'm editing though, I cannot watch anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to focus on.
Well, Yeah,
looking
like
and send the
some
videos.
brains
So.
aren't really meant to like multitask like that.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
My girl's favorite channel to watch though is Prison to Profit.
Aw.
They sure love him.
Aw, that's awesome. That's awesome.
No, they'll be watching this live in the morning.
Yeah, they
So,
really want to do that.
Aw.
but they're out cold, hopefully.
Yeah, I think
All
so.
my Build-A-Bears.
Yep, all the Build-A-Bears still, but if ever other animals sold, it's usually the non-bear plushes. Yep, I don't understand why.
It is
I am
weird.
subscribed to 470 people.
Wow.
That is
That's
crazy.
a large amount.
Yeah, I mean, if you try to watch one of them a day, it's tough. It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I get it.
Yeah. They sometimes don't realize those are Build-A-Bear. Yeah, that's a lot of people don't realize some of those Build-A-Bears are just not Build-A-Bears, and some look like Build-A-Bears, but they're not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You always have to look for that tag. I mean, I don't think we found one Build-A-Bear today, which is kind of odd. Yeah, but the one I have up there is not sold. Is a bear.
Oh, that purple one.
Yeah.
Oh, the Descendants.
Yeah, it's a
which I thought would make it.
It's a descendant bear, and it just will not sell for me.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
Should we do our giveaway now?
You want to do the giveaway? Sure.
Yeah. All right, we're going to have Katey pick a number between 1 and 50. And Katey, if you don't mind just writing, do you have a piece of paper nearby or post something? Okay.
Yep.
And
No.
whoever picks the number or gets closest to the number.
Without going over, we are going to ship them this medium flat rate box. It's upside down. But we're going to fill it up with stuff that you can either keep, resell, do whatever you want with it. I mean, you could toss it off a bridge. No, don't toss it off the bridge into the river.
Yeah, don't be wasting.
But we will ship this to you. So whoever wins, you can reach out to us down below at our email, and we will get this out to you on Monday.
Yep.
So start putting some numbers in the chat, 1 to 50, and whoever gets it closest without going over will win this box.
Yep. In about 1 minute.
Mike's on it.
Mike's always on
Thank
it.
you, Reseller.
Priscilla, under 50. Somebody else did that. I think it's Patrick Murphy always goes above it. One number per person right now. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I already see it.
Mike's going to guess all of them. We'll go with one number per person at the moment.
I already see it. That's crazy.
Uh-oh. So Mike's first number is going to be 17. Let's see. Okay, that jumped really quick.
Yeah.
I thought it was the 60 and screwed up with the 53.
Oh.
No, it's okay. We still got it in there. We know Patrick's number. We do.
Did we give everybody a chance
That's
to guess?
you.
Yeah, I think we're good. Katey, what was your number?
It was 22.
22. Who
Look at that. It's Ed.
Ed.
So Ed, this will
All
be
those questions paid off.
Yeah, this will be your second package coming from us because I cannot fit that.
Ed bought us an avocado plush
Yeah.
from us earlier today. It's like massive.
It's like 2 feet tall almost, so I can't fit that in the box. So Ed, I already have your address, and you've already emailed that to me today, and I'll get that box out to you with the plush on Monday.
Awesome.
Good job.
Yeah.
Congrats,
That was
Ed.
fun.
That's awesome.
Now we said fill it up.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Or maybe he'll just get an empty box. Who knows?
That would be mean.
I know,
We
ship
would
it,
Then
not
ship
it
do
will be
that.
thrown off the bridge.
Yeah.
Ship an empty flat rate box.
Awesome.
Sure.
Congrats, for sure.
Very good. All right, keep questions coming for Katey. But in the meantime, Katey, what's your favorite food?
I was
Oh.
gonna say, where was your
always
favorite?
love
I was
that.
gonna ask, where was your favorite place to eat up in Michigan?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a 2-part question.
So like specific to Michigan, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't travel a whole lot, so I don't know if it's like really well known or not. But I would probably say Coney Island is really good, and like
There's-
Coney dogs are really big
Mm,
around
Okay.
here.
Okay.
And my favorite type of food is probably like a tie of Mexican and Chinese. I really, really like seafood.
Okay.
So, I mean, shrimp tacos and, shrimp with Chinese food or, fish, like fish tacos, that kind of thing. So,
Okay.
probably, I couldn't pick. Just,
I know it's so hard.
it
It's
is.
so hard.
It is. It is.
Wawa.
We had
Yep.
Chinese for dinner. So good.
Yeah, we had Chinese last night. That was really good. I have not been out for Chinese in a while. Question I always ask everyone: pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? That is a huge yay for me.
Okay.
That's a huge nay for me. So
I love pineapple on pizza. It was a nay for me for a really, really long time until I tried it for the first time. Ham and pepperoni, my absolute favorite.
I don't get me wrong, I love pineapple, but it's not on a pizza.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad if it's combined with something salty like ham and pepperoni.
Maybe I just haven't had a good one yet, but yeah, it's a nay for Ed. And he's the one that asked the question. I would definitely guess.
Pineapple is good.
Worse than watermelon is a
I never
crust.
thought I'd be that person, but I'm that person.
Krista said that will kill her. I think she's allergic to pineapple.
Uh-oh.
Right, I
Allergic to
remember
pineapple?
Pineapple and I think limes. And I think
Yeah.
a couple other things too, she said.
Oh my gosh, that's so strange. That's
Yeah.
a really unique allergy.
Yeah.
The
I am
limes, I mean.
Aiken, South Carolina, but I know what Wawa is. Wawa is really good.
Pretty awesome.
Really good
stuff.
coffee. Super
Yes.
fast tortoise. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, we saw
Hello.
you
Yep.
earlier.
Angie's here again.
Hi,
She's a
Angie.
co-host from Mondays.
Oh, cool. Hi, Andy.
Yeah, we have our big birthday celebration coming up in a week.
Yeah, that's on Labor Day, right?
It is the 6th. That's actually
Yes.
her birthday is that night. So
Nice.
He's gonna turn 29.
you did, yeah. You did not miss the party.
Oh yes, she did. We've been going on.
Oh yeah,
for
you
almost
missed. You did
50
miss the
minutes.
giveaway though. The
Mhm.
giveaway is already given away. So you missed that. My youngest is also allergic to pineapple and
Oh,
citrus.
so maybe it's not
No,
citrus.
so maybe it's like a category of.
Yeah, citrus.
Oh man, I love citrus stuff too. Domino's is experimenting with watermelon crust. That's interesting.
That I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No.
Yes, and I'm Latina. Citrus is what I tested for. Wow, that's crazy. It's okay. I'm Latina and I don't like spicy food, so that's okay.
Hope you will stop in, Katie.
Yeah, I plan to. Yeah.
Yeah, Raina got she's the Instagram person for the most part. So
Gotcha.
where
It'd be cool if all Mike's favorite people and Angie's favorite people stopped in just to say
Yeah.
hi and happy birthday.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and anyone who wants to.
Jack said we're in Michigan.
So I'm in Southeast Michigan, so I'm really close to like the Ohio borders.
Okay.
So about an hour south of Detroit, give or take.
I think I told you we have family in Toledo, and you said you're pretty
Oh yeah,
pretty
yeah.
close to Toledo. Yeah.
Yep, very close.
Angie's middle daughter had her 21st birthday party tonight.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a big
That's a big
milestone.
it is. Hispanic here. I only like certain spicy. I like
Yeah,
spicy.
Jalapenos, I can't do like certain menudo. It's got to be like no spice. Like I just can't.
I like
Bonnie
spice.
doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I like spice whenever I can enjoy it. Like once it gets too hot, and I
Yeah.
just can't.
Oh
do it.
yeah, for sure. Like certain Takis, like those chip
Yeah.
snacks,
Yes.
they are so hot. Like there's no flavor. Like my tongue's just on fire, and
Yes.
it's really, really bad.
Yeah. See, the Takis don't bother me, but
Ugh.
If you haven't watched the
Oh.
one chip challenge that we did a week ago,
I'm still
last
feeling
Sunday, so yeah, it's been almost a week. Make sure you check it out. It's had scorpion pepper
it. Scorpions and reapers.
and reaper pepper.
It was
It was really,
and
really
they've
hot.
done it every year. Pocky has made a chip every year. They keep making it every year hotter and hotter and hotter.
It just
And
sounds
this one was so hot, I swear it burned my teeth.
it burned your teeth.
Like I couldn't even talk. She said my ears were sweating.
There was like water pouring out of your ears.
But then, I mean, I was seriously in pain for a good 12
I
hours.
bet your body,
Like,
I feel like that, because there's like certain things you have to put into it to make it that spicy.
Correct. And it's
So like
it
I
needs
feel
the
like your
oil.
body doesn't know how to process that. They don't
Exactly.
know how
Like
to digest that.
I was sitting there trying to list stuff that night, and my stomach was on fire.
I bet.
Like I was
bet.
like,
The
man, what is
acid in
this
your
pain?
stomach
Am I
is like
dying?
fighting acid. Like
You know, and
I
it
think
was.
you went to bed like.
I went to bed
8:00.
8:30 because I just couldn't like. I was hurt, and then the next day, I honestly, this is probably the first day I felt good after it.
oh my gosh.
You
Pocky
didn't even
hangover.
eat the whole chip.
I would say I'm about like an hour and a half, maybe a couple hours from Flint. I know where
Okay.
that is.
Hopefully, Carissa bought some of those chips too for her and her husband. I'm hoping
Yeah.
she makes a video about
Please
that
do, Carissa.
because I'm really curious to see what you guys think of that. The worst part was when I ate it, there was like a thick coating on it. It was oily powder. Well, it got stuck behind my tooth, and then once I moved that, I swore that somebody was holding a lighter to the roof of my mouth and my teeth. Like that's how bad it was. Just it lit me up pretty good.
Ugh.
And then it didn't stop. The milk did help though.
And like, what's the thing? You have to have like chocolate and milk. That's supposed to like help.
The chocolate might help. I mean, I had some ice water too, which honestly nothing was really helping that much. Like it would just like take it away for a second, then it would just come right back.
You seem so traumatized.
Yeah, and honestly,
it's
if you
a
watch
really bad memory.
if you watch the video, I did have a concerned look on my face at one point because I'm like, this is not like it's been the past 4 years. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is not good.
They're evolving. They're evolving.
Like it was hot. And like I couldn't even talk. Like I was trying to get my kid to get me some milk, but I couldn't get the words out because it was just it was just burning so bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Right, everyone's saying a bunch of stuff.
About training Cajun
one?
cuisines. Watch the one chip challenge. Yeah, it's hilarious. All right. Yeah, if you're not me.
If you're not him, right?
Hot, sour, sweet, and savory. I mean, I love hot. Oh yeah, see, she bought 2.
You won't do it.
See, so you got to do. So we watched somebody who did. We watched a video, and they did 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me thinks it was fake because I'm honestly,
They won't even.
like, they never flinched. Like neither one of them flinched.
Oh.
You're thinking. I mean, yeah.
I get that.
I would cry on camera. I was pretty close.
I would literally like pass away. Like I would not be able to.
It's the end. It's
No.
just the end.
And I was cracking up because I didn't even want to post the video, but then I watched it and I was honestly crying at how bad it was. I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. They're saying more milk. Grapes tone it down.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, I've heard chocolate milk and certain fruits because my dad used to do that with my uncles. They'd get certain peppers and just be stupid and try a bunch of different peppers as kids, and that's what they would always have.
Yeah.
They don't have adenoids, maybe.
Okay.
That's interesting. Huh.
Katey, if you could go on vacation, I love this question too. If you could go on vacation anywhere, tropical, cold,
I think my first choice would be tropical. Probably Xalha, Mexico, because that was like one of the first places I learned about in middle school, and I had to do it for like a project and like learn about the city and different places you could travel, and their water there is like so crystal clear, and they require you to use like certain sunscreen when you travel and visit there because they don't want to like put chemicals in the water. So I learned all about that when I was younger, and ever since then, that's kind of like always been
Yeah. What's
somewhere
it?
that I
Did
want
you
to
say
visit.
Shell?
Shell High. Yep.
Okay.
It's XEL-A.
Okay.
Um,
And
so
have you
that would
ever
be
been
cool.
Have you ever been somewhere really cool like that?
No, I've never been out of like the US other than Canada, because I live in Michigan, and Canada is
Right.
pretty much Michigan.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty much the same. So I mean, I've been to Windsor and
Okay.
Canada quite a few times.
Yeah.
But I've traveled to some different states. Never been on a plane yet. So like
Okay.
Tay's probably gonna break me in our years together of like
Yeah.
traveling and doing different things. I
He
would say the
seems
other
to.
place that isn't like tropical that I've always wanted to visit more for like the historical piece, because I'm like a really big museum nerd and like history person and ancestry and stuff like that. So probably like the Vatican would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
Going to Rome, I feel like that would be really fun.
Yeah, you guys aren't. I mean, you guys are probably only about 4 hours from us. So
So come to Pittsburgh.
yeah, so the weather's probably. I mean, you guys get cold in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Our pastor's actually from Michigan. That's how we learned about the whole Burners thing, and so
my favorite.
Yeah, we actually found the Verner's vintage glass bottle at a garage sale here. It actually sold really quickly too.
Burners, like box, like wooden crate things, they'll sell for crazy money too.
Yeah, people love them. Mm-hmm. Yep, anybody can post a video that makes them look good. But that one definitely didn't make me look good. Fire hazard warning for the Kung Pao chicken. Ooh. That's hot. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. It's always nice to see that.
We have about 5 minutes, so if you have any last minute questions for Katey.
Spain would be good. Yeah,
it'd be pretty too. I have a lot of family in Jalisco, Mexico that are distant, but like we know each other. We've connected and talked through Facebook and stuff like that. So it'd be cool to visit there.
That would be neat.
Yeah.
You get the combination of learning about ancestry along with the tropical.
Yeah.
So Ed wants to know: have you ever done a bulk book buy?
I have never done a bulk book buy because I am terrified to do any type of blind buy. I'm just so conservative. Eventually, maybe I'll feel more comfortable with it. But I get so much free inventory that, I do go to estate sales and library sales and things like that, but I do get a lot of free inventory that keeps me busy that I can monetize. So I don't like purchase books super duper often. When I'm outsourcing, I grab some books, but I'm also grabbing like a lot of other categories. I have had opportunities to purchase Gaylords, but they just really scare me because it requires like a lot of trust, I would say, that they haven't scanned through the whole thing. They can claim that it hasn't been scanned through, but you don't. You have to trust that source like a lot.
Right.
But I have done like mystery boxes, which I guess is kind of bulk in a way. My friend FBA Dave, he has a warehouse and does Gaylords, and like he just has a huge running oiled machine for books, and he gets a lot of books that could go on eBay, but it's just not like really worth it for him because he's at a different price point. So like $15 to $30 profit books are kind of my bread and butter. So I recently did a video of doing an unboxing of a box that I ordered from him, and some of those books I've already sold, so I've already made my money back on one book and what I paid for the box. So that's been kind of a recent thing I've been dabbling with, but there's a lot of trust there between Dave and I.
Sure.
Ed also wants to know, I think Ed wants to get in the books now.
Yeah.
I think he wants to get away from those shoes. But do you use your phone to scan, or do you have one of the finger ring scanners?
So I use my phone because Scout IQ has a scanner in the app. So like you don't have to actually have a Bluetooth scanner. And I think a lot of people like have a misconception about that because they're expensive. So I would say buy one like when you're really ready for one. But I do have a ring scanner.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
Yo-yo. So it just goes like that's, and then the button is on the side there, and it just.
Oh,
Did you just change your birthday?
no, I like that.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
My only complaint with it is it dies really fast. Compared to my Natamoo was the first one I ever bought. I waited a while before I bought my first scanner. This one, like, it fits really good in your hand. It's like perfect hand size. My daughter really likes using this one too.
Yeah.
Because she'll help me scan sometimes. This one I think was like $60. This one was 100 some. This one was a little bit more expensive. Amazon has them on sale pretty often though. This one lasts, the battery lasts a lot longer.
Okay.
It's just not, this is a 2D, I think, and this one's a 1D. So like this one catches barcode, like I could be like this far away and slanted and it'll catch it all the way down here. So this one is just like a lot more sensitive than this one. So this one like feels faster than this one for that reason.
So what, does it scan to your phone?
Yeah, so like you connect it through Bluetooth, and when you have the app open, you scan the barcode, and it like it's kind of like a, I don't know, talk to text pretty much. It like once you scan it, the barcode goes into the app, and then it tells you whether it's a good buy or not.
So do you think it's faster than using your phone to scan?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Could see that.
Now with that
wouldn't do library sales that are a little bit more competitive because there's other book scanners there. I like to bring a scanner with me. But when I go to estate sales or garage sales and stuff like that, I just use my phone because it's not there's not as many, you know.
So would that work on anything other than books too?
Oh yeah, I could put any barcode.
Yeah,
any barcode.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Barcode and like I've used it even in the eBay app, like when the search bar, when I have the Bluetooth turned on, like I've scanned barcodes for, I don't know, like health and beauty stuff and things like that, and I've used it for that before.
That's a good point, Ed. I like that. I mean, that would really work out well at Ross and Marshall's.
Yeah, I see a lot of people use them because health and beauty, like all of them have barcodes for retail arbitrage, because I do a lot of that for Amazon. So
okay, that's what I keep thinking about getting into Amazon for, is for the health and beauty products that you can pick up at Ross and Marshall's, because there's a lot of good stuff there that will sell, but it's just not worth listing on eBay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just not going to sell.
Yeah. And
Yet you are a curious person.
Sells really well for me on Amazon as well.
Ella, how are you today? Thanks for stopping by.
Ella.
Ella's always popping in and out too. Yeah, I need one of those too.
Yeah, it does. It's just a little cumbersome because once you scan it, it'll go in, and then you have to like go up to the search bar, clear it out, and then scan your next thing, because eBay isn't really like set up for you to just scan like a book scanning app is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a little different, because I do use Scout IQ for scanning for Amazon.
That definitely would help. Yeah. So, I don't even think I've ever witnessed somebody using one either. So
I had no idea.
Maybe it's more like you said, those book sales or stuff where it's a little bit more competitive. I mean, you see people pulling their phones out all the time.
Yeah.
At garage sales and estate sales.
Yeah, because book sales, it's kind of like the bin store when Tay goes to the bin store. Like the first 10-15 minutes are like really the like intense part, because people are going to certain genres and they're like trying to grab it before the other 4 people with their scanners are trying to grab it. So
right.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, the bins are just another animal.
Yeah.
We try not to do the bins now until winter hits, because with the garage sales and yard sales, and we just have so much stuff to list, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
But
that's another cool thing too, is like books are at the bin stores that Tay and I have found in our area here in Michigan. So that'll be a new thing for me for the winter time. We have a Goodwill bins that's about 2 hours away, but this one's closer, and it's Amazon and Target and Walmart and all types of liquidation. And some of the books are even like still sealed and in the packaging. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting, and just dabbling in other categories anyways, it's a good way for me to do that on, they have $3 days and dollar days and $7 days and fill a bag. And I mean, you guys have seen his videos, so good opportunity for me that I haven't had in the past. So this winter will be interesting.
I don't even know if I've ever seen a book sale around here.
Well, that's because you're not like
into that kind of thing. Have you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well you got to start going then.
I know.
If you went to Book Sale Finder, booksalefinder.com, you would find tons of library sales. And
Write
stuff
that down too. You might have to start getting into books.
Yeah, I'm done. As soon as I get rid of these clothes, I'm moving on to books.
Well, I think we really need to look into Amazon. I think that might be the best. And are your bins violent? Ours can get nasty.
Let me think. So the Goodwill bins, that was one of my first videos when I started the channel. Me and my sisters went together. Yeah. That was intense, but not violent at all.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how ours is too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just dirty.
The Amazon liquidation bins, it was kind of because like one of the recent videos Tay posted, like people will come in up to your bag and start digging through your bag.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or they'll grab things out of your hands. So I think it just kind of depends. And it's probably the day. Like I just may have gone on a really good day at the Goodwill bins.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a quiet day, and that was my one-time experience. If I went there more often, maybe I'd have different stories.
The first time I went to the Goodwill bins, it was just, I came home and I was like, I don't think I'll ever go back. But we do really good profit when we go there.
Oh,
so
yeah. Pay it by the pound. It's hard to beat it.
Exactly. And we sell stuff. So I'll keep going back and just wear gloves. But there's people at our bins that will stay there all day. They'll stay there for 10 hours.
I did see that. A lot of people were like camping out. This one lady, around the time we showed up, it was about 11:30, and she was literally like in the store eating her lunch. Like she packed a lunch, and she was sitting there eating her lunch, just hanging out in the store, waiting for the next roll of bins to come out.
The 5 resellers do that. They pack lunch and just.
I can't. No, I'm good for maybe an hour to 2 hours, and I'm out. I feel so dirty when I leave there. It's bad. High bid. We started doing some high bid stuff. High bid. Luckily, we found a local auction house. We won a couple things from them, which has been nice.
Oh, they don't live next to us like eBay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm gonna let you end it tonight.
All right. Thank you, Katey, so much, and thank you everybody who joined us for our chat tonight. And Katey, we're so happy for you for reaching 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
And if you're in the chat and are not subscribed to the Yinzer Picker channel, please make sure you do that.
And Katey's link's also in the description below.
Thanks, guys.
Go give her some watch hours.
Yeah.
We all can use it. So
yes, watch hours. Yinzer's gonna be next. We'll be celebrating their 1K.
A few months maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what she mentioned. She said we're over 500. We're over that halfway point now.
Yeah, and after
closer to 1,000 than we are 0.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Have a good night. Make sure you be kind, that you're safe, that you're healthy, and that you keep picking.
See you guys later. See you Monday night. Bye, guys.